During the Western Cape budget speech, Minister Baartman will detail how the province's strategic priorities for the 2025-26 financial year will be funded. Housing, education and healthcare are among the critical areas that will require large budget allocations. Thousands of people are currently on the housing waiting list in the province.
Currently, the Western Cape government is sitting with well over 600,000 people that are on the waiting list, waiting for housing, and that's a huge number of people that are otherwise homeless in this province. And we think that the budget needs to speak to those material conditions of people that are in need of housing. Equally, beyond just expectations from provincial government, we call on national government, particularly the Human Settlement Department, to increase the allocation of affordable housing and social housing.
Hundreds of people, many of them former domestic workers who worked in the upmarket suburb of Sea Point, have been occupying a building near Cape Town Stadium for around 9 years. They say they were left with no choice but to take shelter in the building after they had nowhere else to go. The group is also calling on provincial authorities to make available affordable housing in the inner city, closer to job opportunities.
We've been evicted in Sea Point several times. I was evicted 6 times already out of Sea Point, that we need to go stay at the peripheries, like the outside skirters, and like Atlantis, Volverpier, Fuleni, Kailicha, those places, just plain. But because of the places are full already there, we can't go and stay there and occupy on top of other people. So that's why we decided that the empty buildings where we see the chance to move in, because it's also homes for people and this is a home for us.
Western Cape MEC for Finance, Deidré Baartman, says the province is working on various plans to build more houses.
The Department of Infrastructure, as we call it at the Western Cape level, are on track to spend all of their funding and to achieve all of their housing opportunities for this financial year. And we are committed to helping our Department of Infrastructure to be able to expedite their respective programs.
The education sector is also hoping to receive a larger allocation of funds to help alleviate the pressure at schools, especially in poor communities. This in light of the Provincial Education Department's decision to slash around 2,400 contract teacher posts.
We would like more money to be spent on ensuring that we have smaller classes, and the budget should be skewed towards the poor working class so that we don't see any more cuts in those schools that need more teachers, more than the privileged schools, where we know that the schools have the ability to employ more teachers.
COSATU in the Western Cape is calling on the provincial government to table a pro-working class budget.
We are saying COSATU is that they should work on the question of job creation. We've seen the job losses in the education sector, and COSATU is saying that the MEC must reprioritize the budget, because in 2019 they took money from education, and we feel that now is the time that money must come back to the education budget, because we need teachers in our province. We've seen our classes are overcrowded. Teachers can't cope because of the high numbers in classes. So we're saying MEC do the right thing and give us money so that we can employ those teachers on a full-time basis, because we need them in the system.
But Baartman says there are funds in the national budget that can be reprioritized and instead be used to improve services in provinces.
We have seen that the National Minister has tabled additional allocations for healthcare and for education across provinces, and he has indicated that he wishes to fund this through VAT. However, as a Western Cape government, we are opposed to the use of VAT as a funding source. We believe that we can use reprioritization of national spending, we can cut wasteful expenditure, and we can expedite market and economic reform so that we are able to deal with the education and health pressures that provinces are currently facing.
The province is also expected to allocate substantial amounts of funding to crime prevention programs, infrastructure development, and growing the economy. Corbin August, SABC News, Cape Town.